MacBook Air with the M3. I like it, and I think that this is probably going to be a beneficial video for some folks. So not often do I give a lot of Apple product love in my videos, but I have been very clear in the past that I'm a big fan of the MacBook Pro because I've been using one for years. It's how I make my videos. It's how I edit my videos. I love Final Cut Pro. I use my iPhone to edit, but I went out on a limb and I bought this. This is a 2024 MacBook Air, 13-inch. It has regular M3, 8 gigs of unified memory, 256 gigabytes of storage. Like, it's the base model, the base model. And a lot of times people look at a base model and they go, I'm not going to buy that. That's like the entry. That's like the foot in the door. I can do better. But this may be all you need. And it's quite frankly something that I could use on a daily basis. So just for some backdrop, I was using the 2021 MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro with the upgraded chip. I think I had the 10-core CPU and like 16-core GPU, something like that. It was not the base model, it was like the mid one, and I had 16 gigabytes of RAM. And it was a great journeyman laptop. I wore the heck out of it. I exported and edited like 1,500 videos on that thing. Probably about that, because I average over 400 videos a year. For those of you who don't know, I make videos every day, sometimes more than one a day. So if you like that thing, you're definitely in the right place, right? So yeah, it's one of those things where I put it through the paces. The battery was not lasting, and the battery on these laptops is unreal. Like, it's unlike anything that you can find on a PC. Now, it's getting a little bit better now that we have like those new Qualcomm Snapdragon chips. Those are pretty cool. But when it comes to the M1 processor, M2, M3, they are the ones that revolutionize this business and put basically a phone processor inside of a computer, zapped it with some extra electricity, and it gives you really great performance, right? You can do so much with that little ARM-based chip that you can't necessarily do without having to have a whole lot of hardware in a regular computer. So I traded in my MacBook Pro the other day, and I bought a M3 Max 16-inch MacBook Pro. It's got 36 gigabytes of RAM and a terabyte hard drive. And it is a really big laptop. And I had a 14-inch before, but I wanted something a little bit bigger. You know, my eyes are getting worse, and I kind of like having a larger screen. If you look over here, this monitor right here, I have a 48-inch PC desktop monitor, which we'll talk about another day. If you want a review on it, let me know. I just bought this 48-inch 4K 120 hertz refresh rate monitor. Anyway, we can talk about that later. But anyway, so I had the M1 Pro. It was time to go, and I bought the new one. And then I've been toting it around, and I put it in my backpack. It's heavy. It barely fits in my backpack, and I use it almost more like a mobile desktop. Like, I carry it. I edit videos either laying in bed, at the kitchen table. I don't like being stuck at a desktop all the time. So the laptop has really created a whole new world for me for being able to work. I travel abroad. I'm leaving to go travel overseas, to go to Germany for IFA, which is a convention here this upcoming week. And I got to be quite frank here. Like, I've been dealing with a lot of pain issues lately. I have 4 herniated discs in my neck. I've got a partially collapsed facet joint, and I aggravated it the other day. And just carrying a backpack right now is quite painful. So I was like, you know what? The MacBook Air might help out a little bit because it'll free up some more space in my backpack, and I'll use this for traveling, and I want to test it out. I want to see how good the regular M3 is. So I got this one, and I got a great deal on it, which was the other reason. So I pre-ordered the Pixel 9 Pro XL for Best Buy. I got a $200 Best Buy gift card. And then Best Buy, of course, Apple, they've got this on sale a lot of other places. Normally it's $10.99. They have it on sale for $8.99. I got free Apple Care with it, and I used the $200 gift card. So I got it for $699. That's an amazing deal. I had the M1. My wife has the MacBook Pro with just the regular M1. She edited her videos when she was still making videos. I've used the M1 previously. I had a Mac Mini with an M1. So I'm like, all right, I feel like the M3 is probably pretty good. It's got the updated GPU architecture. It's improved over the M1 and the M2, and it has a whole lot of power to it. And it's got great battery because, well, it doesn't even need fans, and those ARM-based processors don't use as much juice, and this isn't like the M3 Max. So I tested it out, and I exported a video. So whenever I went to the M3 Max, I exported the same video on my M1 Pro, M3 Max, and on my M1 Pro it was taking about 16 minutes. for the video that I was doing, and then I did it with the M3 Max for in 8 minutes. So I was in heaven. Basically cut my processing time in half. Well, the video I put out yesterday, the iPhone one, talking about the cash grab, the iPhone 16, all that stuff, 4K video, 10.5 minutes. I exported it 60 frames per second. It took 8 minutes and some change on my M3 Max. I'm like, man, that's good. So whenever I got this one, I brought it home. I'm like, let's see what an M3, just normal stock M3, no extra bells and whistles. What can it do? 8 gigs of RAM, and it exported the video in like 12 minutes and 40 seconds. So that would have probably been just a skosh faster than my M1 Pro, and that was an M1 Pro chip, because they have the regular series, the Pro chip, and then the Max series, all that stuff. So the entry level M3 with 8 gigs of RAM and then the 256 gigabytes of storage exported the same video as my M3 Max, only 4 minutes longer. And that's fantastic. To be able to fully export a 4K video, granted, this wasn't a lot of multiple streams, and here's something I want to caveat with. If you're doing a lot of streams of 4K, then the extra RAM really helps out a lot. It's going to help with the stuttering, help with the processing, it's going to be less laggy, and that's one of the reasons why I have the Pro chip. That's one of the reasons why I have the Max with the 36 gigabytes. Sometimes I get into projects that have a lot of B-roll, a lot of extra video feed and all that stuff, so that wouldn't be ideal for this. But what I did is it proved that I could do it. And then I could do it for a much cheaper real estate, much smaller form factor, lighter, great battery, and of course the other one gets good battery too. That's not a question here. But I wanted to know if I could do it with this, and it can. And it can do it pretty quickly, even better than my M1 Pro, I think, that I used for 3 years. So if you've been on the fence, if you've been looking for one, if you want a great laptop that can do some entry-level video editing really well, that has amazing battery life, because these things, you can edit multiple videos. So it takes me generally probably about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes to edit a video, but I can leave this laptop, or I can leave previously when I had my M1 Pro, the benchmark for that was I could edit and export about 7 videos on one battery charge, which meant about all day usage, and the standby time would last for days. I would edit 5-6 videos over the course of 3 days, never plug it in, and it would still have juice left. So I got this. So this is going to be like my traveling laptop. The M3 Max is going to be like my stationary desktop, but I can still use it here, use it for more heavy lifting. But whenever I travel, sometimes, and I fly Spirit a lot, because I pay to go on a lot of these trips by myself, I fly Spirit. If you have a backpack, you can travel for free. Well, sometimes I like to carry a gaming laptop with me too, and it's kind of hard to fit 2 laptops in your backpack, especially of that caliber, because my kids, I'm very in touch with my kids. I play games with them. That's one of the ways we spend time together. So what I'll do a lot of times is I'll take my gaming laptop and then I will play games while I'm gone with them. So I'm going to be gone in ETH, I'll be in Germany, and I'll be playing games online with my kids while I'm away. And that's one way we can still connect and spend time together while I'm gone. So this I'm going to take with me to IFA, not my M3 Max. I got this for $699, which is insane. And on top of that, I'll be able to fit my other laptop in there. And then I'm not going to be carrying around as much weight, because this weighs less than 3 pounds. Less than 3 pounds. And I have to be very careful with what I lift. Like, I don't lift like cases of water, bags of dog food. Because of all the injuries I got while I was in the military, I 100% VA disabled. They medically retired me. I was in one of the things, just for conversation here, I was in pre-deployment training before I went to Kyrgyzstan, and they put us in a Humvee rollover simulator, because they're like, hey, this may happen if you're in combat. We're losing troops this way. The Humvees, if they hit an explosive device, they roll over, they're upside down, they're disoriented, you're getting engaged in combat and things like that. And we're going to simulate this for you. That way, if you experience this, you know how to respond to it, how to get out, all that good stuff. And I ended up in there, and we did it several different times. And on the last time, look, I'm a big guy, right? And these Humvees, they're not forgiving at all. And I had all my gear on, my weapons, my ammo, I had everything, plates, I weighed a ton, and we were upside down, and I went to go brace my arm to try and undo my seatbelt and get out, and just my arm gave out, and I landed on my head upside down in this Humvee, and it's one of the things that really messed up my neck. So anyway, you probably don't want to care about all that stuff, but that's why I have to be very careful with what I do. So having a less than 3 pound laptop that I can do my business on, that gives me all day battery that you could use to edit videos. I mean, I make a living off, I make all my videos, I use an iPhone, I have this microphone that I talk on, and a MacBook. That's all I need, and that's my job. And I can do all of it with that stuff. So just the entry level, the bar of entry to be able to do this stuff, especially with the prices, like you don't need a $3,000 laptop. You don't need a $4,000 laptop. You can get one of these on sale for $899. And maybe I'll put a link in the description, whatever. I'll point you in the right direction. But it's one of those things where I wanted to talk about this experience because you don't necessarily have to go out there now. Yeah, like the MKBHDs of the world, and you got these other guys who have these crazy, insane movie production stuff. It would be probably painful to edit it on this, and it would eat up a lot of battery. But this is great for work. It's great for school. And of course, I love the fingerprint scanner that's on here. It's got a nice screen. Of course, it's an LED. It's not the brightest thing in the world. It's got the stupid notch cut out, even though it doesn't have Face ID. The webcam's pretty good. Speakers are pretty decent on it. And I love the form factor. It's so small, good keyboard, easy to type on. And I know this is not like a conventional review where it's like, oh yeah, here's the panning shot, take a look at the screen. But for me, from my perspective, being able to relate this to you and tell you about my experience with it, I think this is one of the best laptops that you could possibly spend your money on. You know, outside gaming. If you're into gaming, go get a PC, right? Go get a regular Windows PC. That's what you're going to do for gaming. But I could also say, if you do like to do gaming and you want to save some money, get one of these. And especially if you bought a Pixel 9 Pro, if you pre-ordered one, or you get one of these ways you can get a gift card somehow, save that gift card, you could get one of these pretty cheap and then get a handheld gaming PC. And that's what I like to travel with too. Like I just went to Vegas recently and I took my laptop and then my MacBook and then I took my Lenovo Legion Go and I play a lot of games on that. So anyway, just some food for thought, but also proof that I don't hate on all products that Apple makes. I think some are very useful. I have a lot of respect for them. I know people love the phones. I carry one as a secondary. I communicate with my family, Apple Pay, find my kids, all that stuff. There's a lot of great things there, and there's a reason why they sell 200 million phones a year. But if you're on the fence, you're getting back to school, you're getting back to work, you got a new career, working from home, there's just so many options. And this M3, like if you were thinking, hey, I need to go out and spend all this money, you don't. You can get this. And if you need extra storage space, plug in an SSD. But with 256, because of the video compression on my phone whenever I record, most videos I record about 4 or 5 gigabytes. When I export them, they're about 2. So let's say about 10 gigabytes per video. I can be gone for 2 weeks and not have to delete any of this stuff off of my computer, and I can still work without limitations. So anyway, I just want to talk about that. I was really curious about how the M3 would handle. I was curious how the MacBook Air would do. And yeah, this is going to save me a lot. It's going to be a lot less weight for me to carry around. Plus, it's still, I think, better than my M1 Pro I had from 3 years ago. Battery efficiency is going to be insane. Screen's nice, and all around it's a great computer. So that's all I got. If you have any questions or comments, please go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, if you found this helpful, please hit the like and the subscribe button and little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.